Today, we are delving into the dark and sinful world of Blasphemous, a game that will plunge you into the depths of your darkest nightmares. Prepare yourself for the unveiling of the dark secrets that lie within. In Blasphemous, you embark on a haunting journey as the penitent one, the sole survivor of a twisted religious sect. This merciless world is plagued by religious iconography and horrifying monsters around every corner, testing your faith and resolve. I'm Adam the Horror Historian, and we are discussing the Grievous Miracle. Before we dive too deep into what the miracle actually is, understanding the game's setting helps us grasp the concept. The talented team at the Game Kitchen created the world of Custodia, a place where religious faith holds a much higher place in society than in today's world, or at any point in our history. We traverse this hauntingly beautiful, pixelated world as the Penitent One, the lone survivor of a religious sect known as the Brotherhood of the Silent Sorrow, who were all murdered in a conflict with His Holiness Escobar. In this world, faith and prayers hold tangible power, bestowed by something called the Miracle, said to be a reflection of a being known as the High Will. The Miracle grants prayers to the devoted and punish those who have apparently sinned. Similar concepts exist in religions in our own world, known as divine retribution. A great example of this is the concept of the global flood found in Genesis, the Epic of Gilgamesh, and the Hindu Vedas. The strange and deranged creatures of this world are all a result of the miracle, from the lowly minions to the deity-like monstrosities that serve as bosses and NPCs. In this game, we don't witness the miracle itself. Instead, we see its side effects and the aftermath. The miracle first appeared in this world when a man prayed for punishment due to the guilt he felt. As he did so, the first miracle occurred. The log the man was sitting on grew and contorted, turning the man into the religious icon we see throughout the game. The man never cried out, only accepted the punishment he requested. This spot gave birth to a tree, creating a location called the Knot of the Three Guilts, named after the tree's three trunks representing his last words, "My great guilt."
The Knot of the Three Words. Here is where the first miracle took place. One devout and tormented youngster asked the High Will for punishment. He placed a wooden log where he sat and prayed. He prayed hoping to be heard. He prayed for pain, so he could ease the guilt that sharply pierced his soul. Then, the miracle manifested itself. It made roots grow and twist over his arms and legs, but not a cry nor a complaint came out from his mouth. Every inhabitant of this land bore witness to it, and all of them prayed before the besought eternal joy of that youngster. This triune tree that sprouted years after his death was named the Knot of the Three Words. For three are its twisted trunks, and three were the words spoken by that youngster before he died. My great guilt. Every year from its core flows a golden, burning liquid, perpetuating his memory and perhaps to remind us that the first miracle has not abandoned us. For twisted are, were, and will be the paths of the miracle.
Most of the workings of the miracle occur before the events of the game we play. The common enemies in the game are even the aftermath of punishments, such as the one given to His Holiness Escobar. He believed the miracle turned a blind eye to the people, so in return, he turned his throne away from the people, an event known as the Age of the Turned Throne. As Escobar turned his throne away, tree limbs started to grow from him, eventually transforming him into a giant tree. His punishment went even further. For 90 days, the tree burned, creating a massive pile of ash with a turned throne perched on top.
I feel my blood turning into black sap, and my aged skin into reddish bark. I see everything from the highest point of the dried tree in which the miracle has reincarnated me. I burn from the inside out, and my smoke is a fog that conceals everything. I awake now from the silver ash that has been my cradle. The miracle calls me.
We see the ash at the end of the game, and depending on the ending you aim for, you may even sink into that ash. This is how the game's common enemies were actually created. The people in the church were compelled to ascend the mountain of ash, only to be transformed by the miracle into the common enemies we face. But even if the ashes came from the tree that formed out of Escobar, how did we fight him later? It's yet another example of the miracle bringing someone back as a form of punishment. He waits in the highest area of the Mother of Mothers before the Mountain of Ash. The second phase of this fight reveals his true form as the last son of the miracle, a giant monstrosity, quite possibly with the original body of Escobar within the pendant around its neck. Once we banish him to the world on the other side of the veil, we see his last form. Escobar, Sentinel of the Eternal Procession, is the final boss of the game and is also the guardian of the High Wills, as long as you do everything needed for the true ending. The Penitent One is also a product of the miracle. Before the events of the game, his entire sect was murdered, and we see him and them as a pile of corpses. However, he is brought back. When we die in the game, we are resurrected by the miracle. There is a clear connection between the High Wills and the miracle, because when the Wills are defeated, the power that resurrected the Penitent One also dissipates, leading to his death once again. If you only played the base game, you never saw that ending. If you never saw the ending, the beginning, and even the existence of the second game makes no sense at all. The High Wills are dead, the Twisted One disintegrates, and so does our sword, which is another product of the miracle. The Penitent One is dead, but something happens. The last thing we really see is a giant heart descending from the sky. We have no idea how much time has passed, or even if this happens right away, in this game at least. Inside that heart, we see a humanoid figure. We don't get to see exactly what that is until the second game, where they play a major part. That's a topic for another day, as well as an analysis of the different bosses and their lore in this game. There is so much content here, and trying to cover it all would likely drive me insane during the whole editing process. That is the general overview of the Grievous Miracle. If you've played the game, what aspect of the lore or what character is your favorite? Mine personally is the Last Son, who I have tattooed to me. The bloodstained stuff. Caden! The last time we played, the chances of getting the dog in this game are stupidly low. Pet the puppy. We're gonna do it one more time. We never got to see the dog the entire last playthrough.